What's up YouTube, Capital G here, checking out a brand new Buster Blader Link monster that just got revealed coming out of the Link Frames Pack 3. This is well deserved in my opinion. Buster Blader have an incredibly devastating combo where they summon the Buster Dragon, the Synchro monster, and then the Destruction Swordsman, the Fusion monster, and it kind of locks down your opponent's monster effects, makes it very difficult for them to use them if at all, but under Master Rule 4, it's obviously very difficult to pull off. So obviously this is an archetype that needed a Link monster if it was going to be able to pull that combo off consistently without having to run a whole bunch of other like kind of random cards. Anyways, this is Companion Whelp of the Destruction Swordsman. I'm pretty sure this is just Buster Whelp, but I don't know, maybe he's like a little grown up or a little bit further along in the Buster Blader lore. It's a light dragon Link monster, Link 2, 400 attack, and its Link points are bottom left and bottom right. Its summoning materials are just two monsters, so that's pretty cool because I've seen Buster Blader players run things like Hornet Drones and Instant Fusion. I guess if you were using those, you can continue to run them because you don't even need a Buster card to summon this, which is kind of nice. You have a hard once per turn on both your first and your second effects. The first effect says if this card is Link summoned, you can send one Destruction Sword card from your deck to the graveyard. Then you can special summon one Buster Blader monster from your hand. Second effect, at the end of your battle phase, if your opponent controls no monsters, you can target one of your Buster Blader monsters that did not declare an attack during this turn, inflict damage to your opponent equal to its attack. Okay, so the first effect is basically a foolish burial for the archetype. It doesn't work on any of the big Buster Blader monsters, but it works on all the little Destruction Swordsman monsters, the cats or whatever the heck they are. But more importantly, it works on the spells and traps in this archetype. Usually Buster Blader likes to kind of activate Prologue, and then Prologue will send memories to the graveyard, and then you can kind of banish your Destruction Sword memories, which if you don't know about Buster Blader, it's basically a Miracle Fusion that is a trap card and it can activate from the graveyard during either player's turn. It lets you summon your Fusion monster during either player's turn, so it's really strong. If you don't happen to hit Prologue, this is another way of getting that card into the graveyard so that you can summon Destruction Swordsman ideally on your opponent's turn and start locking them down. But some of the other Buster Blader spells and traps have graveyard effects as well. I know Prologue has kind of like a protection effect for your Destruction Sword cats or whatever again they are, and also even something like Destruction Sword Flash, it has kind of a targeting protection effect from the graveyard as well. So that foolish burial effect is obviously one that Buster Blader players are going to want. In addition, you get the ability to also summon one of your big Buster Blader monsters from your hand. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that the little Buster Whelp was the only monster in the Buster Blader archetype that had that effect, and obviously one card having the effect is like, that's not enough for the deck. So it's nice that they put that effect into his Link form as well. The second effect is a little more, I guess you could kind of say weird, and I think that they designed it specifically to fix one of the biggest problems with Destruction Swordsman, the Fusion monster. His biggest problem is the fact that he cannot attack your opponent directly. So I've seen duels where he'll be like 5,000 attack and the opponent just won't put anything on the field because he does do piercing damage as well, and he isn't basically a threat. He can't attack the opponent at all. This makes it so if your opponent does try to do that cheese strategy, you can attack with other monsters and then you can just burn them for his attack value, which again I've seen him at some points be like 5,000-6,000 attacks. So sometimes it might even be better not to attack a face down monster at all and just do that burn damage, which could potentially be game ending depending on how the graveyards are set up. Overall, this is a fine card for Buster Blader. I think Buster Blader players will definitely use this. It makes the deck a little more consistent and overall good card design. Anyways, whatever you guys think of the new Buster Blader Link monster, leave it in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching. As always, subscribe if you have not already and turn on that notification bell for daily videos.